In this and the next lessons, we want to start discussing about the assets under construction. And as we know, they have some pretty unique characteristics. The thing here is we create a master record in this special asset master class, which is the assets under construction. And first, this we can use it to post all the costs, for example, that we may have during the construction phase. And during that time, depreciation will not be calculated and posted for that asset. And then we will settle when we finish, like let's say we finish all the construction and we have the finished asset or assets, then we can just settle the costs, settle everything into a valid receiver, or actually multiple receivers. Our example actually will be like that. We will have just an asset under construction for 3 buildings, and all the costs will be posted there first, and we'll just check up the values, check everything, and then when construction everything finishes, we can just we'll just settle. And what's interesting, of course, these complete assets, which will be the buildings, belong to a different asset class, of course, but also they will be ready, and activated and ready to calculate or to be considered for the calculation for depreciation and the posting. So let's open first some customizing settings. Especially, well, we will discuss about the process of settlement needs to be controlled using, well, a customizing setting that we call this one, the settlement profile. So let's open financial accounting, and under asset accounting, let's open just transactions. And here we have, well, capitalization of assets under construction. And first, well, let's start with the define assign settlement profiles. Settlement profiles. But first, we will just have a look at some of the settlement profiles that we have. We can just select the first activity and go, well, for choose. Right now, as you can see, we have multiple. But the one that we will assign to our company code is this one, the YB00AI, settlements assets under construction. We can just double click just to have a look at the details. And well, first, really important, as you can see, only 2 receivers are valid, which is of course the fixed asset and the cost center. So those are available. Later we'll discuss a bit more about when we will just select a fixed asset, maybe like to 100%, or maybe let's say in another scenario could be 80% and 20 to the cost center. The settlement is allowed, and well, we have the allocation structures and other default objects that are or can be used during the settlement process. Of course, we allow for a percentage settlement. So actually, that is what we will use, just 70% to one asset, maybe 30 to another. And well, equivalence numbers are allowed here, but we won't use them. Very similar to percentage, but instead of just entering the percentage directly, we say, for example, 2 is the valid equivalence number for one asset, then 1 for the other, and 1 for the other. And then the system will just create the proportion. For the first one, it will be half, because the equivalence number 2 was assigned to the first one. And 2 out of 4, it's 50%. Then 1 out of 4, it's 25. So 25 for the second asset and 25 for the last asset. So it's also allowed. Document type, of course, the one that will get used for the posting, and the maximum days for residence for the asset under construction. So after we have seen that, let's now start the second step, the assignment settlement profile to company code. And we will just assign the one that we were checking in the previous step. So for our company code, let's use the match code. And we will select the one for just the settlement profile for settlement of assets under construction. So let's save this. We will use the customizing request, and that's it for these customizing settings. So well, we invite you, of course, to check some of the next lessons, especially the following, because we will just create some the first master records, and then we will post and settle. So with this, we want to thank you and see you in the next one.